Many thanks for joining us. Of course, my name is William Evans. As usual, I told you that the Capital Market Show is here to demystify lots of aspects, especially concerning finances. Now, today on the show, we bring you people with the national mandate of fostering the culture of saving. With me is the CEO of Rwanda National Investment Trust Limited, Mr. Jonathan Gatera. Most welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Very interesting mandate of fostering the culture of saving nationwide. Of course, that is across all ages and all categories of population. But before we get into the mandate, I want to understand where, let's begin from where this mandate begins from, but where this institution comes into play.
Thank you for having me, and I appreciate your time. RNIT, in brief, is just a government-owned institution which was there to, it was established to help people to have that culture of saving, but also to facilitate how people can save easily and get return on their investment, which is competitive, risk-free, and also which will benefit not only your own personal development, but will have a macro impact on our overall economic development of Rwanda. So the culture of saving has been there in Rwanda, but in a modern way, we need to save for our development, because we used to save for harvest when there is a crop harvest. We used to save just for any eventualities, but now we are focusing on saving for personal development, but also for the development of the country. So this culture is not yet institutionalized, let me say, because when you look at the ratio of savings to gross domestic product, GDP is still low, less than 14%. For a country like Rwanda, which wants to be a modern economy, we needed at least to be at around 30% of GDP. We are not yet there. And for NST2, our mandate is to double the ratio of savings, which is, if it is around 13, 14, we need to have it 28% of GDP by 2029. It's not an easy task, but we will be there.
Much appreciated, CEO. From what you've just shared, you highlight that the percentage of saving is still low. How has the mandate materialized this far? Of course, we might still have a long way to go, but there's also some good success. In the over 10 years that the institution has been here, what are some of the key things you look at and you're like, we moved from here and this is where we are, and we thank God?
Actually, the starting was not easy, because mindset change is not easy.
The starting is actually always
the hardest part. However, look at the past records of last 3 to 4 years, we see there is a great change, especially after COVID. I'm sorry to say that COVID came with hardships, but also it taught us a lesson. Because people who had saved during that period were able to access their savings without cost, without hardship. Actually, they used to get it on a daily basis. Now, it at least uplifted their way of living. After COVID, we also intensified by doing a lot of road shows and media outlets for people to understand why saving should be actually part of our priorities. So that has materialized. When you look at the number of people who save with us, last year we were around 33,000 individuals. By end of May, there are around 40,000. That means within 5 months, we have had more than 7,000 new savers. And we had savings this year were only, the last 5 months, 21 billion, which is good. So when you look at the past 3 to 4 years, we see that there's that possibility of doubling the savings possible. And when you look also the annualized return, because what motivates people is to save your 2,000 francs and you get a benefit more than 11% of annualized return. You cannot get anywhere else more than 11% of interest on 2,000 francs.
You actually just read the letter inside the envelope. I was going to ask of the daily operations. Of course, it's a big mandate, very big mandate. When you're dealing with culture, as saving as a culture, it's really huge. One would wonder, what are your daily operations like? How do you go around this business on a daily?
On daily, actually, we have to reach out first. We usually organize field work. We'll go in the field, meet different groups of people, cooperatives, individuals, schools, and what have you. We carry out on a weekly basis those activities. But also we use media to do a lot of campaigns. But also we have digitalized our operations. So we have a team here which facilitates people who want to register or want to save, who want to check on their savings. So on that bit we are busy. We are busy interacting with the public. So our work is not in the office.
Yes.
It's to go out. Just last week I was in Rutsiro, then Rubavu. The previous week also I had gone. Nobody sits here in the office. So our work is out there. Either you are on a media like this or you are just on the field, and we meet with public.
You're out of office, you're in the field. We've met. I'm a first-time person who does not really care so much about saving. What sort of conversations do you have with Rwandans about saving?
Yeah, in the first place it becomes challenging because first of all, how you introduce yourself, people to have confidence in you. But on many occasions we liaise, we work with the local administration. First of all, for them to understand, by the way, that what is it all about, the saving. So the local administration sometimes facilitates to mobilize people. We don't interfere with people's business. We find them where they are. And then we ask a local person there to help us to just introduce us. But the moment you introduce the product, people now become attentive. And they don't want to stop. So I have noticed that at least people, what they want, people need to know to have the information. Otherwise, if you sit here in town, here in Kigali in the office, they will never. So we need to get out of our comfort. We meet people there. If you talk to 5,000 people and the 20 accept the message, well and good. You don't feel discouraged. You go back, okay? Or maybe young people, mainly, they are the ones who you said we don't have what to save. No, saving is not because you have left something.
That's the conversation I wanted
to because we need to get out of that misinformation or mystification that you save because you have leftovers. No, you save as a priority. So that's the message we usually take out. And so at first point, it becomes challenging. But of course, when they get to know the message, they want to join. Sometimes young people want to see if they are saved today, wants to see his savings on the statement. Okay, we are digitalizing our operations to make sure that whatever we say there, they immediately feature it. If you want to check on your statement, you get it. So there's a lot of work there, but the good news is that at least those who have at least joined the fund, they don't regret. That's why even you see the number is increasing.
Yes. Of course, if I understand you well, you say that the message you're preaching is saving as a priority, not as a luxury, if I might put those words. Let's look at the actual now saving. You've gone out, you've left office, you've gone to these districts, to these villages, have this conversation with these people, telling them we need to save as a priority and this is ABCD. Now, how does someone join? What is the entry point? Is there a ceiling?
Actually, the entry point, the first thing is willingness.
Yes.
Second thing, if you have your ID, for those who have IDs. If you are less than 16 years, don't have ID, use your parents' ID. All right? So having an ID and willingness, that's the first entry point. Then minimum 2,000 francs.
Wow.
I can imagine that 2,000 francs is not all that big amount that I'm sure even these people who are casual laborers can afford that. And when you just enter, your 2,000 francs will earn you the other interest rate I told you, 11.78%. Like one who put $1 million or $1 billion, they get the same return on investment. So that's the entry point. When you get there, if you can even register without paying the initial investment. You just *589 and you put the other hash, and you can register. You have an account there. When you get money, you will simply save through the same channel, *589 hash, and then you can log in, you check on the balance, you check on, even if you want to save for somebody, you can do it. And things are made easier for young people especially.
CEO, let's look into some of the core, your core investment products.
Yes.
I've saved with you my 2,000, let's say on a daily. I'm a young person from Kayonza, Mukaranje, yeah? And then I save my 2,000, but I know, of course, as an investment trust, you have investment products, core products. What are some of these core products? And what is the benefit of saving? Because someone will hear, of course, saving. Why should I save my 2,000 with you instead of, let's say, Chibina somewhere or even other saving circles?
Yes.
Saving circles.
First of all, your money is safe, okay? Because we are a government institution. And there is a way we are governed. Board of governance, appointed by the cabinet, board of trustees, appointed by members of the savers, the General Assembly. We have Auditor General. We have Capital Market Authority, which regulates us in terms of regulations and what have you. Then you have Central Bank as custodian and also regulator on fund management. So we are safe. That's the one. Second, we are very competitive in terms of return. I told you, whatever interest you earn is tax-free because government has subsidized. They said, no, if somebody saves his 2,000 with your product, let not him or her pay tax on earned interest. So it is tax-free, okay? Third, availability. Your money, you can access it anytime. So safety, return, and availability, those are the three things that make people feel safe and they encourage to save with us.
Well, in the mandate, you're fostering the culture of saving across all ages, but also all sectors of people. Of course, out of curiosity, I would want to know, so far as we speak, 13 years later, what sort of people are saving most from your statistics, but also for those that are not saving most, what is wrong? Why is that other category of people not saving as they should be saving?
For the moment, we have, I said, we call them unit holders or savers. They are over 40,000, just 40,246 if I recall well. Now, among those young people, they are very few. They are not many. Yet our population is mainly skewed towards young people. Yes. Then another thing which we normally see in our statistics, women are very, the gender, they are just 21%. And yet we see all activities, these small activities we see around, they are mainly with women. Another thing, people actually who earn salaries, they at least they know, they understand. They are the ones that actually we see, still they have their way of saving with other institutions. In as much as we appreciate them, we would have wished this other class of people whom we call informal sector to be the ones saving more, because at least those one, at least you have your monthly salary, which is good. It's also good to save with that. But our mandate is to look at these people who are not in a formal way of earning, also to have that culture of saving with them. Don't think that if you go to the chantier working on the building project just for 1 month and you think it is only 2 months, you don't want to start saving before you consume. That's our message.
Let me ask you a very personal question, CEO. Yes. Does it worry you that the biggest percentage of the population, which is the young people, who are the future leaders of this country, have not developed the culture of saving? Does it worry you as the CEO of Rwanda National Investment Trust?
It does.
What should we do? What can be done?
It does, and I think there is an assignment we need to do. We need to find the young people where they are. Okay? We go to schools when they're still at the bench of at school. We find you where you are in entertainment, what have you. And we need to find the approach or the mechanism to reach them there. If we use media, if we use social media, we need to employ a multi-faced approach in order to reach them. Okay? And then when we reach them, we need also to make it easy for them. Digitalization of operations. Okay? To make them easy. If you have your phone, you can do everything from the phone. Of course, there are some challenges we face because some cost of using this maybe digital tools may be costly. But those who have bank accounts, it is free to use, transfer from your bank account to our bank. We have got bank accounts in all, accounts in all financial institutions. So what I'm saying, in as much as we are targeting the youth, we need to find them where they are. We use the tools they use. We use the language they understand best. And then we encourage them to save as a priority, not as an after effect.
I want you to, of course, speak to these people. For someone that thinks probably they're in school and they feel, well, I'll save when I turn 18, I'll save when I get my first job, my first salary. As someone that has been here for so long, of course I trust being here for so long means you've also made some mistakes in savings and investing, and you've drawn a few lessons. What do you say to people that think or have it in their mind that, oh, well, for us we can start our saving journey when we first land our first pay check? Let
me tell you, something that we don't value. Had we had this kind of scheme by the time I was finishing university, I would not be here the way you see me. Because what I'm saying, this is an opportunity we don't really wish to just play with. Because imagine, I'm sure even those you mentioned at school, they get some pocket money, they get some money. Just you are having your ID and register just online with your telephone, and then your 2,000 will earn you almost 12% interest. Something you play with. Now, the reason why I say we had this kind of scheme by the time I was young like you, I'm sure I wouldn't have gone even to get bank loans to acquire my mortgage. I would have started by saving, and then by the time I get time to get my mortgage, I have enough savings, even maybe to use as a collateral. But you know how you look at the 2,000, you think it's a small amount. You can even, by the time you finish your undergraduate, you can acquire a plot of land from just the small amount you saved. Okay? So this is an opportunity which was not there by the time, but we thank God that our government saw it fit that at least the young people of today have no reason, they have no reason not to save.
They have no excuse.
No excuse at all. No excuse. And if you don't get wealth, let me tell you one example I normally hear. Last week I told you I was in some on field work. I had young people say we don't have capital, you know, even BDF is the other
Business Development Fund.
Yes, that they don't give collateral easily when you don't have raised you up. There's a percentage you need to raise for BDF to cover. I think they cover 75%.
They cover 75% for
yes.
for youth and women and
yes.
special groups, and
yes.
they cover the 25%.
I asked those young people, we are in Rubavu, ask them, if you want that, why do you think they gave 75% and you need to raise 25%? Do you know that you can have that 25% in our Iterambere Fund by saving 2,000, and by the time you are ready with your project, the required personal contribution is already earning you interest, you see? And BDF can easily make just a top-up because we have a working relationship with them, that if somebody has got his savings with us, whatever amount, they can accept it as your personal contribution. Meanwhile, it is earning you interest, almost 12%, and it is your money you can access anytime. Now, it has helped you to get the other cover from BDF in order for your project to start running. Now, tell me, sincerely speaking, if you have really, let me say, a good mind, I'm sorry to say this.
A creative mind?
In my creative mind. Can't you start by saving, and you say in at least 3 years' time, by the time I finish my undergraduate, I'll have something saved which will back up.
That could even take you for postgraduate.
Exactly, exactly.
Just yesterday, of course, they tabled the budget fiscal year 2025-2026, and that is about a whopping 7.03 trillion billion Rwandan francs. Does saving in any way sort of contribute to the wider achievement of such a huge budget? It's a 21% increment.
Thank you for raising that. I think you saw also the breakdown where the source of that budget will come from. There's tax, okay. There's also loan, or what we call debt, and grants. Grants, by the way, you can't rely on grants. They can come or they may not come.
Sure.
Okay. See, the only budget source of our budget is tax income from whatever business we do, but also domestic, let me call it domestic debt, because foreign debt is also with its own challenges. So the domestic debt actually comes from this money we save. Your own 2,000, my own 2,000, and then we save collectively. And then the government will borrow it. We usually actually, the big chunk of our money is saved with the government, is lent the government through bonds, government bonds. And the interest we earn is passed over to you, all right? Now, when the government gets the money, it invests in different projects, which generates employment, okay, creates employment, which helps it to reach the population, okay? So you have contributed by your saving in as much as you have earned interest on your savings, but indirectly you have contributed in creating employment for other Rwandans, but also to help the government get money easily without having a burden, debt burden to our future generations. So to me, I find it very, very, very constructive in terms of if you save, we are building on not only your own wealth, but also you contribute to the overall macroeconomic wealth of the country.
Of course, you've also learned lessons on this journey. And as we come to a conclusion, I want to look at some of the challenges you're facing, the lessons you've learned, and then the way forward. The
only challenge that we see hindering young people related with the cost when you use the mobile money, there is a cost they incur, charged by the operators, 1.18% of the amount you send. But you're working with the other people who are related with this business to see how we can cut down the cost. But also there are some other people on the market who offer a better option. We are advanced in a discussion, hopefully to recut that issue of cost. Another challenge, of course, is which not a big challenge per se. When you look at the withdrawals, people, yes, in as much it's free entry, free exit, but last year alone, almost 20 billion were withdrawn. That means people took it to other businesses, which is good. But of course, it affects the annualized return. You see, when you take out 20 billion out of your asset, we had over 50, so remain with, that means total asset under management becomes down by almost that figure. And yet, the more asset you have, the more opportunities you have to invest different products on the market, okay? And the more you can negotiate even the interest. But on the other hand, it's positive because those people, if you can access your money anytime, it makes it much more sellable to somebody who wants to save, especially to younger people.
In your words, 5-10 years, you'll be different people.
Yes.
But of course, this is a journey you're going to walk with people. Any special message to the people that are going to be part of this transformative change?
The message mainly to younger Banyarwanda, let me call that way. Whether you earn anything or not, just give us your mind and accept the message. When you get money, you receive. But no, give a priority. In your list of priorities, let saving come first. All right? Then, in 5 years' time to come, we shall talk. I'm sure you'll get me and you want to buy me something because I have this sermon should be preached. And another thing is to ask you, especially who are in the media, please find time, not only entertainment, give also room for educating people this issue of saving. RBAs, other social media, we call them influencers. I know you have people who are following you on your tweet or on what. There are some other programs I don't even know because, but you need at least to have a room. At least during your 24 hours, at least a few minutes you say, hey, have you, to your friends just, have you saved something? Okay? Then we shall work it together and then hopefully Rwanda will be a different country in 5 years' time to come.
Many thanks, CEO, for being part of this conversation.
I appreciate your time, and they come again.
Of course, that is capital market bridge, Shora, that is demystifying lots of conversations that are very beneficial. The message is very clear. Save as a priority. That is the only way to go. Of course, from me and the entire team, we wish you good luck. See you next time. William Evans is my name. Goodbye.